So, I mean, right now, your inbox is probably just flooded with these courses.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars being charged to teach you, like, the secret code to rank on Google's new AI search.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It happens literally every time a major tech shift hits the web.
Right. It's this massive wave of just absolute panic, like a digital gold rush.
Yeah, and suddenly everyone wants to sell you a map to a hidden gold mine that, frankly, well, it might not even exist.
Exactly. And if you manage a website or create content or, pay any attention at all to digital marketing, you are undoubtedly feeling the anxiety around these new buzzwords: generative engine optimization, or GEO, and answer engine optimization, AEO.
It's the industry's knee-jerk reaction to a new black box.
Hmm.
In this case, that box is Google's generative AI search features. People just assume all the old rules are thrown out the window.
Which means the web just floods with these wild theories, right? Like incredibly convoluted advice on how to specially package your website so you can feed it to the AI.
Right, exactly.
Which is exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We're pulling straight from Google's official Search Central documentation. We want to separate the actual technical reality from all of this GEO and AEO hype.
Yeah, giving you a shortcut to being well-informed without the panic.
Or the information overload. Because, I mean, looking at all these supposed hacks, I can't help but wonder, okay, let's unpack this. Are GEO and AEO just the digital equivalent of selling snake oil to mechanics when the engine really just needs regular premium gas?
The short answer is, yes. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
The documentation is surprisingly blunt about this, actually.
Wait, really? Blunt how?
Well, there are literally no additional requirements. None. Nor are there any special optimizations necessary to appear in Google's AI overviews or AI mode.
None at all.
Nope. The foundation of AI search isn't some brand new mysterious ecosystem running on a secret server somewhere. It relies entirely on standard core search indexing.
Okay, hold on. I want to challenge that a bit because, if it's just standard search indexing, why does it look and act so differently? I feel like to understand why these expensive GEO hacks are useless, we need to actually pop the hood.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the two main features, AI overviews and AI mode. What is the physical difference in how they function for you, the person actually searching?
So they serve entirely different cognitive needs. AI overviews, they're designed to help you get the gist of a complicated topic really quickly.
Like a high-level summary.
Right. They trigger when the system calculates it can add a benefit beyond classic search results.
Yeah.
So it provides a synthesized summary and a jumping off point with links. And interestingly, the data shows that with AI overviews, people actually visit a greater diversity of websites for complex questions than they did with traditional search.
Wow. Okay, so it's not hoarding the traffic. It's actually distributing it across the various sources it used to build that summary.
Exactly. It's spreading the wealth,
Mm.
essentially.
And then you have AI mode, which the docs say is for much deeper exploration, right?
Yeah, AI mode does the heavy lifting. We're talking deep reasoning, complex comparisons, the kind of highly nuanced questions that previously forced you to do, like 5 or 6 separate Google searches just to piece an answer together yourself.
Right. But how does it actually build that answer? I mean, is it just scraping the top 5 search results and mashing them together?
Yeah.
Because the documentation mentions something called query fanout.
Ah, yeah. Query fanout is essentially the secret sauce here. When you ask a complex question, the system doesn't just run one search query.
It runs multiple.
It issues multiple related searches across various subtopics and data sources simultaneously. It casts a massive net to develop a truly comprehensive response.
Okay, so if we think about a traditional search, it's like asking a librarian to go find one specific book on a shelf. But Query Fanout is like unleashing a team of 20 highly caffeinated researchers into entirely different sections of the library all at once and having them report back.
That is a great way to visualize the retrieval part. I like that. But while those researchers are sprinting back with armfuls of books, the system is utilizing something called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG.
Okay, RAG. RAG is a term getting thrown around constantly right now. Break down mechanically what RAG is actually doing in this library scenario.
Sure. So if Query Fanout is the team of caffeinated researchers, our RAG is the head librarian.
Okay.
While the researchers are handing over the books, the head librarian, which is the advanced generative model, is actively drafting the summary report. And crucially, as they write, they are citing the exact pages the researchers just handed them.
Oh, so it's not just making things up.
Exactly. RAG allows the model to anchor its generated text to real, retrieved information from the live web, rather than just hallucinating an answer from its training data. This is why it can display a much wider, more diverse set of helpful links than a classic web search.
And because our rag is pulling from the actual live web index, that brings us right back to your initial point. There is no secret AI database.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how this simplicity makes it so robust. To be eligible to show up as a supporting link in AI overviews or AI mode, a page simply must be indexed and eligible for a standard search snippet.
Just normal search technical requirements.
Yes, it just has to fulfill those standard requirements. No magic keys, no secret handshakes required.
Okay, but if the system relies entirely on the normal index, explain to me why half my digital marketing feed is obsessed with creating LLMs.txt
Oh
files.
boy, the LLMS files.
Yeah, because people are suddenly pushing this idea that we need to strip our websites down to raw markdown files or machine-readable text just for the AI. And I have to admit, playing devil's advocate here, that actually makes a lot of sense to me.
I think so.
Well, wouldn't giving Google a perfectly clean, raw text file save them massive amounts of processing power? Why wouldn't they prioritize that?
I mean, it sounds incredibly logical on the surface, but it fundamentally misunderstands how Google's infrastructure is built. You're thinking of it like feeding data into a standalone local language model via an API where text is easier to parse.
Right.
But Googlebot is a sophisticated web crawler with a highly advanced rendering engine. It is already optimized to process complex HTML, JavaScript, and CSS at an unimaginable scale. So Google's official stance is definitive on this. Google Search completely ignores LLMs.txt files and special AI markdown.
Wait, they completely ignore it, so they don't even look at it.
Not for search rankings and not for AI overviews. Now, the docs do note that it's perfectly fine to maintain LLMs.txt files if you're using them for other external systems that actually require them.
Sure, like an open source tool or something.
Exactly. But for Google Search and its generative AI capabilities, the system doesn't treat these files in any special way whatsoever. It doesn't harm you, but it's a complete waste of effort if Google Search is your only target.
All right, so if stripping down the code doesn't help the AI understand the site, what about the actual layout of the text? Because marketers are suddenly terrified of long paragraphs, everyone is talking about chunking their content.
Chunking.
Yeah, this widespread theory that you absolutely must break your content down into tiny, bite-sized pieces so the AI can quote you.
Yeah, this one stems from a huge misunderstanding of how modern natural language processing, or NLP, analyzes context. People assume the AI gets confused by long-form content that covers multiple themes, like a human reader losing their place in a dense book.
Right, but isn't chunking just a fancy way of admitting we think the reader has no attention span? I mean, why are we treating a multi-billion parameter AI model like a toddler that needs its food cut into tiny little squares so it doesn't choke?
I love that comparison. That's so accurate.
Yeah.
And the reality is, modern NLP models have massive context windows and incredibly sophisticated attention mechanisms. They don't read line by line. They analyze the relationships between words across the entire document.
So they can handle the whole thing at once.
Completely. Google's systems are highly adept at understanding the nuance of multiple topics on a single lengthy page. They can extract just the relevant piece to show to users without needing you to artificially segment your writing.
So chopping up a well-written, long-form article into weird, disjointed bullet points is it's just ruining the experience for the actual human reader.
Exactly. Google explicitly states there is no ideal page length. Your page length should be dictated entirely by your audience and your subject matter, not by some imaginary constraint of the AI.
Right for the human.
Yes. If a topic requires a long, comprehensive guide, write a long guide. If it needs a short answer, keep it short. Make pages for your audience, not for a generative AI bot.
Which brings me to structured data like schema.org. If there's no secret AI language, why are we still using schema at all? The biff I keep seeing is that there's a new hidden Gen AI markup you need to learn to get into the overviews.
Yeah, people are frantically searching for a specific schema designed just for AI. But Google's stance is incredibly clear. Structured data is not required for generative AI search, and there is absolutely no special schema for it.
But we shouldn't just delete our existing structured data, right?
Oh, definitely not. You should absolutely continue using standard structured data as part of your overall strategy.
Because it helps with other stuff.
Exactly, because it helps you get regular, rich results. Things like recipe cards, product pricing, or review stars in normal search. It helps the crawler categorize data. But you don't need to reinvent the wheel or hunt for a secret code to speak to the AI overviews.
Okay, so structurally, all these hacks, the markdown files, the toddler chunking, the secret schema, they're essentially just busy work.
Complete busy work.
But it's not just structural tricks. People are fundamentally changing how they write. And this is where it actively starts working against what the system is designed to reward.
Yeah, it really does.
Let's talk about the content hacks, starting with the anxiety of rewriting content just for AI systems. I'm seeing a regression back to the dark ages of keyword stuffing. People are terrified that if they don't include every single precise wording variation, the AI will miss them.
It really is a throwback to, like, 2010 SEO, where people would awkwardly jam synonyms into a single paragraph.
Mm.
But we have to look at how AI actually understands language today. It doesn't just match keywords. It maps concepts into a vector space.
Okay, let's unpack vector space, because that sounds highly technical.
Yeah.
How does the AI know two different words mean the same thing?
Okay, imagine a massive multidimensional map. When an AI processes language, it assigns words and concepts a coordinate on that map, a vector. Words with similar meanings are placed physically closer together in this mathematical space.
Okay, I follow you.
So the model inherently knows that sneakers, running shoes, and athletic footwear are all clustered in the exact same neighborhood on that map. It understands the semantic relationship.
So it's not looking for the exact string of letters, SNEAKERS. It's looking for the concept of that shoe.
Right. Google specifically notes that these systems can connect searchers to your content even if you don't use the exact matching words the user typed. The AI understands the underlying intent.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. So writing like a robot to artificially cram in keywords actually hurts the readability of your page, which ultimately degrades the quality of your content.
So writing like a robot to appeal to a robot is a terrible strategy, because the robot is mathematically engineered to understand natural human language.
Precisely. It's completely counterproductive.
Well, let's move to a tactic that feels a bit more insidious, seeking inauthentic mentions. Because AI overviews summarize information from across the web, the hack goes like this. I'll just go spam forums, blogs, and Reddit with name drops of my brand.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
The logic being, the AI will scrape those mentions, think I'm highly relevant, and feature me.
Right. It's an attempt to artificially inflate authority. But it completely ignores how Google's pipeline actually functions. Remember earlier when we said RAG pulls from the standard search index?
Yes, the caffeinated researchers going into the library.
Well, before those researchers even get into the library, Google's core ranking systems have already organized the books, and they heavily focus on surfacing high-quality content and actively deploying complex spam filtering algorithms.
Ah, so they're vetting the books before the researchers even see them.
Exactly. Because the generative AI features depend entirely on those underlying core systems, those inauthentic spammy mentions simply aren't going to help you. They get flagged and filtered out of the knowledge base long before the AI even considers them for an overview.
Here's where it gets really interesting. It's like paying random people on the street to go tell a bouncer at an exclusive club how cool you are, completely forgetting that the bouncer is already looking at a comprehensive digital background check of your entire life.
That is exactly it.
You don't look popular, you just look highly suspicious.
Yeah. The system looks for genuine authority and relevance, not manufactured noise.
So if all of these GEO and AEO hacks are a complete waste of time, what does Google actually say we should be doing? Like, what are the real best practices for this new era?
It's almost anticlimactic, honestly. The traditional SEO fundamentals still apply.
Really? Just the basics?
Just the basics. You need to ensure crawling is allowed in your robots.txt file. You need logical internal links so your content is actually findable by the crawler.
Makes sense.
You have to make sure your important content is available in standard text, meaning don't bury your main points inside an infographic image where the crawler can't easily parse the text.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, and support your text with high-quality images and video. Make sure your regular structured data matches the visible text on your page. And, if you run a local business, keep your merchant center and business profile information up to date.
Wow. It's just the unglamorous foundational plumbing of the internet.
That's all it is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, all these trendy hacks ignore the one foundational rule Google has been preaching for years. Create helpful, reliable, people-first content. The AI is specifically designed to surface the best answers for humans.
Right.
So if you focus on being the best answer for a human, the AI systems are literally built to find you.
Okay, we've established what not to do. And we know the fundamentals reign supreme. But let's look at this from a practical management side. For the listener who actually manages a site day to day, how do they measure their success in this new reality?
Good question.
Because if I can't track where my traffic is coming from, I'm going to stress about it.
The good news is you don't need to buy a new analytics suite. AI feature clicks, meaning traffic that comes specifically from AI overviews or AI mode, are counted directly in Google Search Console.
Oh, really? Where do they show up?
They are grouped within the standard web search type in your performance report. But there is a very crucial detail Google highlights here. They are seeing that when people click through to a site from an AI overview, those clicks are actually higher quality,
Wait, higher quality meaning what? Just that they stay longer.
meaning they are highly qualified visitors. Think about the user journey for a second. Because the AI overview gave them the overarching gist of the topic right on the search page, by the time they actually decide to click a link, they aren't just bouncing around looking for a quick, shallow answer anymore.
Oh, because they already got the shallow answer from the AI.
Exactly. They have specifically chosen your site to dive deeper into the nuances. So they spend more time on the page and engage more deeply with the content.
That's a massive paradigm shift. It means we should stop looking at AI overviews as a threat that's stealing our quick clicks and start looking at them as a filter that sends us highly engaged, intent-driven readers.
Precisely. It filters out the noise.
But what about control? Let's say I have a premium article or specific content that I explicitly do not want summarized in an AI overview. Do I have a say in that?
Absolutely. Because AI is fundamentally integrated into search, you manage its access exactly the same way you manage regular search crawling. You use your robots.txt file for Googlebot.
Okay, how does that work for snippets specifically?
If you want a page indexed but don't want it heavily featured in snippets or AI summaries, you can use standard HTML meta tags like nosnippet, data nosnippet, or max snippet. Or, if you want it completely hidden from the index altogether, you just use noindex.
Wait, let me stop you there because I want to understand how that actually interacts with the crawl budget. If I use a nosnippet tag, but Googlebot has already crawled the page, isn't the damage done? Doesn't the AI already have my text?
It's a great question about the mechanics of crawling. When Googlebot crawls your page, it fetches the raw code. But the generation of snippets and overviews happens during the rendering and indexing phase.
Okay, so there's a gap there.
Right. The noSnippet tag is a directive. Even if Google has crawled the text, when it processes that noSnippet tag during indexing, it fundamentally restricts the system from displaying that text in a search snippet or utilizing it to generate an AI overview response.
Oh, I see.
It legally binds the display mechanism, regardless of what's in the crawler's cache.
And what about the AI training aspect? Because I know a lot of creators are concerned about their content being ingested to train future foundational LLM models, apart from just appearing in search.
Yeah, that's a very valid concern. Google has a specific control for that as well. To limit your site's use in AI training and grounding for Google's other systems, you can use the Google Extended User Agent in your robots.txt.
Google Extended. Okay.
Yes, this explicitly tells them not to use your data for those broader generative training purposes while still allowing you to be crawled and surfaced in standard search and AI overviews.
Okay, last practical question. Troubleshooting. Let's say I put a nosnippet tag on an article, but I'm still seeing my content pop up in an AI overview a week later. What's the move?
First, you want to use the URL inspection tool in Search Console. This lets you see the exact HTML that Googlebot received the very last time it crawled your page.
To make sure it actually saw the tag.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
You need to verify that the tag was actually visible to the bot and wasn't accidentally blocked by, like, a rogue JavaScript error or a caching issue on your server.
And if the tag is correct in the inspection tool,
Then you simply have to allow time for recrawling. The web is vast. Depending on your site's crawl budget, it can take days or even weeks for Googlebot to revisit a specific URL and update its index.
so you just have to wait.
Pretty much.
Ah.
You can actively request a recrawl in Search Console for that specific URL to try and speed it up, but patience is often required.
Good to know. And for everyone listening, we are going to provide a link in the show notes directly to the official Google Search Central documentation page where they outline all of this. You can see the official word on LLMS files, chunking, and the lack of secret schema straight from the source.
I highly recommend reading it. It's essential for anyone who wants to stop chasing ghosts and focus their energy on what actually drives performance.
So what does this all mean? We started by asking if GEO and AEO were just modern snake oil. And it turns out the panic is entirely manufactured by people trying to sell you a cure for a disease you don't actually have.
It really is.
The AI isn't an alien intelligence that needs a new, stripped-down language. It's just a really advanced tool utilizing query fanout and RAG to read the exact same high-quality, human-focused web we've been building all along.
Which raises an important question, something for you to mull over long after this deep dive is finished. If Google's AI is mathematically designed to understand natural, human-first content through vector mapping and deep context, but web creators across the internet are actively trying to write like robots to game the system, what happens to the internet when the AI is the only one acting human?